G'day YouTubers and welcome to another video. I did a video a couple of weeks ago on crabbing. Went out for a short crabbing session and I brought home a feed, but it wasn't a great feed. I thought I dropped the pots in too shallow, and because I caught most of the crabs in the deeper pots, I thought I need to go a bit deeper. So I decided I'd do an overnight session and just find out where the crabs were, try dropping the pots a bit deeper. And someone also gave me a tip to try another spot and drop them in very shallow. I was by myself, I only could take 4 pots, so I decided I'd drop 2 of them in deep where I thought, and 2 of them in shallow where I got the tip. The results were quite satisfying. Let's roll the video and have a look at that.
Setting up a couple of Mr. Bates crab pots here, the ones that are nice and easy to set up, and I'm going to try dropping them in a new spot that I don't think I've ever crabbed before. Someone gave me a tip that they're there, so I'm going to give that a go. What I love about these pots is they're so super easy to set up. Right, some bait in it, and it's good to go. Bait out for it, and I can concentrate on getting to where I want to drop them. Mr. Bates mullet too for bait. That does really well for the crabs, or sand crabs anyway. Right, now put on a little bit of speed for a bit and get into where I want to drop them. Marking on that. Right, we're in. Another mark. Right, now the plan is to head out and do a little bit of trolling, which I haven't done for a long time. So I'm going to try trolling the rouse. Trolling board from Mr. Bait. It was a long time since I've done some trolling for schoolies, but every time we gave it a go.
I didn't get anything trolling the rouse. I didn't even see anything on the sounder. So rather than keep flogging a dead horse, I decided I'd head out through Fisherman's Gutter and just have a few drifts around the bow ground. I didn't want to check the pots until at least mid-afternoon, so it was just a matter of finding things to do, enjoy the water until then.
I don't mind if I got you or not. I think I have. Oh yeah, I got you this time. Oh, and one on both. Oh, I think I missed that one. Never mind, I'll land this one. Oh no, might still have him. Not big. Oh, getting a bit excited about seeing the bait, eh? Oh, I got some colour. Oh, not big. Very hard to tell with a new rod. Oh, had the other line, that was the problem. So I thought I had 2. That's going to be a bitch. Oh no, hang on, I've got something on that other line, I think. Hell, how do I get this off then? Oh, good. Well, you looked after yourself there. Yes, I have got something on this other line. Damn, just got to get it untangled. Whew, I was just about to cut that other line, but I got him. Another smallish one. Oh, wasn't hooked real good either. What are you? 33. So you're just safe, eh? And this bloke. Oh shit. This bloke's safe too. What is he at? 31. Okay, you're away. Oh well, something took that and bit me right off, because the bottom, not only is the bottom snell gone, but half the tentacles on my plastic squid are gone. So something's come along and just bit that off. I didn't see a bite. Mongrel. Oh well, I was thinking about putting one on without a sinker anyway, so there we go. That's what happens now.
I didn't get any legal sized fish that morning, but it did keep me entertained with a procession of undersized fish. I won't bore you with them all. Even undersized fish can be a bit exciting when you get double hookups, which I had a few of. I guess Mum and Dad were on holidays and just left the kids at home to play. Whatever the reason, I had fun, and they all got to live another day. Give someone else a chance to catch them. The wind did exactly what I expected it to do and died right down. By afternoon it was really glassed out conditions. The foul ground provided some entertainment, nothing to take home, but there was no shortage of smaller fish to pull up. Kept me entertained until it was time to go and pick up the crab pots.
Oh yes, yes indeedy. Wow, I like that. Right, get the fish out first. Right, fish is gone. Now, crab measure. This time, do the sensible thing and clamp it somewhere where it won't go away. Yes, legal. One, definitely legal. Two, three, no, he got me. Yeah, way, oh, he's a beauty, that one. Four. Yep, another goodie. Five. Six. Beautiful. Right, now put him back where he was. Oh shit, still one in there. There's seven, geez, I didn't see him. Come on. Out with you. Wow, 7 crabs, 1 pot. That's not bad. Alright, let's see if we do as good on this one. Oh. Didn't do any good in that one. Oh, because I didn't have this tied up properly. Damn. Oh, I've done that. Sure I've done that. Oh, sure I've done that. Few fish, so I'll go back in a second and take it and put it back in a bit closer, I think. Drop this one here and see how we go for another couple of hours. Gee, after the first one, that second one was disappointing. Oh, I've got two more to check. They're in the old spot, so I'll go and check them, and if I don't do any good in there, I'll bring them back up here for a couple of hours. Oh yeah, it's got a few in it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, and I think 4 of them are legal. Get you out first, because you're not going to make the grade. By how much? Yeah, oh geez, only missed by about 2 millimetres. You're lucky boy. The rest are going to be okay though. I think this is the next size. I think he'll just make it. Oh, you won't he? Yes, he's made it. That's that 8. Nine. He's a beauty. Look, he's muddy on the spikes. And 11. Yep. Put a fresh half a mullet in there for the night. Right, leave that one where it is. I'll check this one in further, and I might move him out deeper if there's nothing in him. I might go up and freshen the bait in those others. I was worried about the battery charge, but if I do a bit of trolling, I think that'll be okay. Oh, got some in. So, yeah, got a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and probably 3 keepers, I'd say. Oh, bloody spiky things. I think you'll be too small. So you'll be happy to come out if that's the case. Oh, no, you're not. You're legal. 12. $13. Let's do a claw. And he might be too small. No, you're not. By Jove. 14. $15. Oops. And this will be 16. 4 more and we're bagged. I'm going to put him out a bit deeper this time, mate. Where's that eye? Mullet. That other pot might have been raided, because I'm sure I did that up. I have to check the video. It should be on video if I did. Forgot to turn the camera on for the last one, but one had jumped into it in the short time I'd been down to the other pots. And I've still got the fish in there. I came back to put some more bait in for the night. Just another half mullet. Think about going and doing a little bit of trolling a while to make sure everything's all charged up.
I always put a lot of frozen water bottles in my esky. You put a little bit of salt in the empty bottles, fill them with water, throw them in your freezer, freeze them up. Lasts a lot better than party ice and keeps things colder. The salt in the water means that it freezes at a lower temperature and stays frozen longer. Put as many bottles of water in the freezer as I can, freeze them up. Then when I catch something, I throw some salt water in with it out of the ocean. The ice cools the salt water, keeps it the equivalent of a nice slurry, and keeps everything nice and fresh. So that's what I'm doing here, putting some salt water in with the ice to keep the crabs nice and fresh. A good esky and ice frozen this way, it'll last a couple of days. I was still a bit concerned about the battery level in the house battery, so I wanted to do a little bit of trolling again, just to give time for the engine to charge that up a bit. So I decided I'd troll from over near Wellington Point, where I dropped 2 of the pots, over to the Hope Beacon, and then down towards the Naval Banks and the Lazarette Gutter. Even though the weather was looking really good, by this time I was starting to feel a little bit uneasy about the overnight prospects for the weather. I was thinking it was likely to turn southeast, even though the weather at the moment was from the east. The prediction was from the southeast, but the weather was from the east, which wasn't following the prediction. And I was just feeling, I don't know, I can't really explain why, but I was feeling as though it was going to blow up stronger than the forecast. So I was very inclined at that point to overnight in the Lazarette rather than over at Harry's Fowl Ground, Fisherman's Gutter or Rouse Knob where I was initially planning to go. By morning, that turned out to be a good decision, but I'll get to that shortly. Once again, I didn't get anything on the troll, nor did I see anything on the sounder the whole time I was trolling. Didn't seem to be anything much around. But it did do what I needed it to do, and that was charge the house battery up a little bit to make sure I had plenty of power for the night. Well, I wasn't expecting it, but I got something. What have I got? Oh, he's not bad, whatever he is. Oh, he might be a keeper. I think I better net him. And Dan drops it, I haven't got this ready. Oh, should have lifted him, shouldn't I? Damn. Damn, I think that was a parrot. And it wasn't a bad size for a bay parrot. Oh, tusky rather. You look like a tusky. Oh, I'm going to get this out and set it up, just in case I get another opportunity. Damn. I should have risked it and just lifted him. Damn. Bit of it off. Jeez, it'll break it. Bit of it'll break it. Huh. Most upsetting. Oh well. That's what I make them up for. So I can get another one on quickly. That'll do. Much the same as before. Idiot. Goes in there. Oh. Gee, that's upsetting. At the bait too. I should have just lifted him. But I was worried he was going to do that if I lifted him. What I should have done was had the net ready. Oh well, never mind. There's the next one. Had a magnificent sunset at the Lazarette Gutter. Had the barbecue on and a great meal, and caught a couple of grinners while I was enjoying all that. As you can see from the weather chart here, the wind dropped down to nothing in the middle of the day, but by early evening it had come back up to the forecast, although the direction was still not right. It was still coming in from the east rather than towards the southeast as the forecast said. By then I'd decided I was going to stay in the Lazarette, at least at the mouth of the lazarette. That way I had the option of going all the way down into the lazarette or moving around to somewhere else if it blew up from a different direction during the night. By morning the wind had gone around to the southeast, as I expected it might, and the wind strength had come up to a bit above forecast. She was blowing a good 20 knots by the time I moved out to get the crab pots, with gusts probably at least 25 knots. But I still gave them time to have a good soak. I didn't move out till probably about 7ish to go and get the pots. As with the previous day out at the fowl ground, the morning kept me entertained with a procession of undersized fish while I considered my options. I had intended to do an early morning pick-up on the pots and then come back about lunchtime, pick them up and go home. However, I had 16 crabs already. I was the only one on board, so I only could catch another 4. I did do a ring around to the kids to see if anyone could come down to the ramp and I could pick them up so that we could keep whatever we got. However, they were all working or otherwise busy. So I was weighing up my options while I was just having a little bit of fun with the small fish.
Bloody bit me off. What the hell is that? Time I've got the net ready for it. Another tusky. Wonder if you're the one from last night. Probably not. Oops, lazy. Don't get a. Let me get that hook out. And that. And I'll get the hook out of you. And you're a keeper. There's Measure. Definitely a keeper. You are 35. It's not a bad size. Hey, that one.
This is the track I followed. You'll see, if you zoom in a little bit at least, you'll see where I dropped the crab pots. Dropped 2 of them outside Raby Bay and 2 of them up around Wellington Point. The ones at Raby Bay were in about 6 metres of water this time, and that was at about mid-tide, and the ones up at Wellington Point were in about 2 metres of water around the same tide. From there I went up the Rouse Channel, did that trolling all the way up through the Mount Cotton Reach. Saw nothing, so I came out through Fisherman's Gutter and drifted the fowl ground for a while. Then when I headed back I had a couple of quick drifts at Harry's, but again nothing on the sounder to speak of, and back to pick up the pots. Picking up the pots that afternoon, I had 16 crabs, so I only needed another 4 and I was bagged out. I was really wishing at that point that I had another body on board, but wasn't to be. So I trolled back, as I said, over past the Hope Banks, down towards the Naval Banks, and overnighted in the lazarette, and then back to pick up the pots at Wellington Point, then down to Raby Bay and to the ramp at Cleveland. There's really no GPS marks for crabbing. Crabbing is about a general area and the depth. So you'll get as much as you need. Just zooming in on those tracks, you'll see where the tracks loop around. I'm obviously dropping or picking up crab pots. You'll get the general area from there, then just go and drop at that depth. There's plenty of crab pots in those areas, so if you see plates around, stay a bit clear of them. Don't go dropping your pot on top of someone else's. But from the other crab pots, you'll know you're in the right area. Going across from the Lazarette to Wellington Point, I was taking the sea beam on. The wind was getting up toward 20 knots at that stage, and every now and then there'd be a wave come over the bow, the water would slide back and into the cockpit. That was the first time ever in that boat that the bilge pumps come on. I could have zigzagged a bit, I could have slowed down a little bit as well and not had the water come in. I just wanted to get through it as quickly as I could, so I maintained the speed and just headed on in. It was just after that that the camera ran out of batteries, so I missed the footage of picking up the pots. That was quite difficult, and the first time in a long time that I've actually had to get the boat hook out to pick up the ropes. The boat was up and down that much that the wash from the hull as it came down pushed the floats away from the boat, and the wind was that strong by then that it was difficult to make the approach anyway. So it ended up that the floats were just out of reach for my hands, so I had to get the boat hook out and grab them with that. But I got them all up, and they were all full. I had to throw most of the crabs back, even though they were legal bucks. I think I would have got nearly 40. I lost count at one stage, but by the time I'd thrown them all back, if I had been able to keep them, if I had a second person on board and could have kept them, I'm sure we both would have bagged out. As for the pot that I shouldn't have moved, the one that I put the comment up that I didn't know what possessed me to actually move that, it was full of crabs when I picked it up, but the majority of them were jennies. And that was the only pot that I'd picked up a significant amount of jennies in the whole trip. So had I left it where it was, it probably would have just been full of bucks like it was the previous day. And because I caught quite a few in it the previous day, I shouldn't have moved it. I don't know why. I think it was just because I was of a mindset that I was going to move it before I picked it up, that I just got stuck in that groove and moved it regardless of the fact that I shouldn't have. Anyway, done is done. I caught too many crabs, had to throw them back, so it doesn't matter whether it was moved or not. It was just interesting that by moving it, I'd gone to an area where there was a lot of jennies, whereas where it was, there was mainly bucks. And that there's the haul from the trip. There's 20 crabs, a 40 centimetre tusky, and a wobbegong. I always keep the wobbegong for bait. They're sort of not bad crab bait. They're not as good as Mr. Bait's mullet. But if I don't have any mullet and I just want to drop a pot on the way out, I throw the wobbegong in it. Alternatively, take it out with you and cut it up for burley. It makes good burley as well. First thing, flip them over and get something and lift up that flap. Then just lift the whole carapace off from the back like that. Pull its gills out like that. Break off its mandibles like that. And then we just get a hose. Right, and just bring him around here like that, claws to the front and hose out.
Can you go in the shade at all? Oh.
That's it, and that's all you need to do. He's ready to cook. So there you go. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you want to get out and try your hand at crabbing, just zoom in on that map. You'll see roughly the areas that I dropped it in. That's all you really need to go crabbing, the areas and the depth. Depth is most important. Grab yourself some mullet from Mr. Bait. I grab it by the carton, bring it home, let it thaw just enough so you can pull them apart. And I mean only just enough to pull them apart. I have to get something in between them and lever them apart. They're still almost frozen. And I get a chopper and chop down through them, so I cut them in half. Then I bag them up 2 halves to a bag and put them in the freezer. That way each bag is 1 crab pot bait. The fact that they're cut in half exposes the gut cavity, lets that juice out when it thaws and attracts the crabs. And also, I grab my pots from Mr. Bait these days. One of the pots I had out there was not from Mr. Bait. It's okayish. I do like his pots better. I particularly like his pots with the aluminium struts and just pop them up. They store away nicely and nice and quick to put together. Anyway, the crabs are really on at the moment. A lot of big, full bucks, and I mean full. Those crabs were really full. Get out, get into them, have a good feed. Until next time, good fishing and crabbing.